Good day. This is Regina's Rabbit Hole, Siren Buddha Medicine, with,
Full of wisdom. 7.
and we were talking about truth. And so I wanted to take this part of our conversation because we're getting juicy again. And in sociology, when we were studying about truth, what was your question? What is the truth?
Well, you know, defining truth in its total essence, what is the truth? I can say, as I was exhibiting before, open the cabinet, I get the whatever I want out of the salt. So is that the truth? Yeah. But a person say, yeah, basically they'll switch that and say, well, mentally I went this way, and just conflicting and manipulating the truth, or just dealing with that fact. This is my favorite: sexual misconduct. Now, if there's a physical sexual conduct, then there's the other kind no one likes to talk about. This is the truth. If I'm on my platform, and somebody inbox me, I can tell somebody like me through some conversation, and I believe that, that's a truth within itself. I'm just using that, as an example. That is a very, very hard truth, because we can manipulate that instead of saying, if mentally I like something. There's nothing wrong with liking. But if I'm acting on the side, because usually when your emotional entanglement, that's when we thrust forward. You know what I'm saying? In our presentation, thinking like you got the fuckers or emotional stuff about yourself, and now you don't want to deal with that truth. And that's just the premise of it, and we're all guilty of that.
Okay. Now, this is the weird thing about the truth. When I was in sociology, we were studying about how they do these census and stuff. And they come out and they do a percentage of the population said XYZ. They like it, they don't like it, they feel this way or that way. Now, the study was scientifically, what is the truth? The truth fluctuates. It depends on the evidence that you have before you. And even with the example that you named with the cabinet, this is it. The difference between being alive and dead is consciousness. Okay? So, yeah, right. The truth, it does fluctuate. That is the truth. Now, the awareness of that is also a part of the truth. So when you say, I open the cabinet and I grab the salt, right? Is that the truth? Yes, you open the cabinet and you grab the salt. Someone else with a different level of comprehension of what's going on might add more onto it and add on some more details to what they are observing, but only because they have more information attributed to the matrix. And that wisdom brings them more insight, which will fluctuate the truth. Like, okay, for instance, they might say something like, yeah, you went in the cabinet and you grabbed the salt. But was it you who really wanted to go in the cabinet and grab the salt? Or was it the parasites in your stomach that are craving salt and sugar? And you just ate something that, and alchemically, that salt is going to set that off to where you're going to get that what you need in your body. So actually, it's not really you on an energetic dimension. It wasn't really you who opened the cabinet and got the salt. You were just a vehicle for doing that. It was something inside of you that opened the cabinet and got the salt, and that would piss you off.
That's exactly where I was going with.
But that too is also the truth.
Once again, we just heard, and it's a base thing. If I say I open the door and get whatever's in the cabinet and place it on there, that's just as simple as it is. And so let's get into something a little deeper. We talking about ourselves.
But wait 1 second. That is, there is where the dividing is. That is as simple as it is if you do not know the rest of the information. And that too is also the truth.
Once again, the day was, did I go to the cabinet get the product between you and I? Mm-hmm. And we said, nobody else, basically. Mm-hmm. You and I went there. That is the truth. Now, someone else hearing it can go and manipulate it. But the fact is, I went in there and I got it. That is the truth. Did I just touch you? I touched you. Is that the truth? Mm-hmm. Can we manipulate that? Oh, how he touched you.
Did you just touch me, or was it your ego trying to prove a point that touched me?
There you go.
I pay attention to spiritual energies that move us like puppets. So my truth and interpretation would be different from yours, but it would still be my truth.
I'll say no more.
And guess what?
There you go.
When in sociology, what happens with us human beings, because we're point zero when it comes to our truth, is that we will find information to confirm whatever it is that we have in our brains. If they say that all white people are intelligent, we will find information to confirm that. If we say that all black people are ignorant, we will find information and gravitate magnet towards that idea. And if we say that the truth is, so we just gravitate toward what we want to prove.
Can I use
If I
another
say
example?
that, if I say that it's spiritual
You're
energy,
complicating it, baby.
no, I'm not. If I say that it's spiritual energy, what I'm doing is I'm confirming using my level of information, because it's my truth. I'm confirming what is I believe. And the same thing that you're doing is a tug of war of reality right now. And that's the truth. You're going to say whatever it is that you can say to keep hold on that being your truth. And I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And that's also the truth.
Yes. Okay, so
We will
the
back up
system-
our truth with information.
Right, and that's the problem.
Exactly.
Because, there's nothing that open the door, got the problem. There's no more than it's open and shut case. We can linger on that, but now it becomes.
It's also a solution.
Well, the solution was it's an open and shut case. Yo, did you steal the candy? I got your phone, right? I just took the phone, put it over here, right? What else more to say? How I took the phone? No, I took your phone.
Yeah, you took the phone.
Right, and
What I'm naming is.
But let me just finish, please. All I'm saying, there's no more to say. But the system, now, the last 10, 15 years since the Matrix come out, who say we use the Matrix?
All I'm saying is why you took the phone or why you took the
Listen,
candy. In
we-
addition to the information, I'm not saying that you didn't do it.
We're trying to keep it basic. And the basic thing is about the truth.
But the basic
to
is not the
manipulate-
truth. That's
but you're
what's the problem.
But you're manipulating the truth.
Actually, I'm not.
Let me
You're
finish.
manipulating the basics as
If
far
we go
as.
into, that's why they have judges in courts. And they don't get people to come and say, "Oh, well, no, you did it," and you yes or no. For the most, I'm talking about righteousness, not some old trickery or some craftiness. I'm talking about the diabolical. Like they shot down us as black people, right? We can manipulate that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The truth is, you shot an unarmed man in the back. You could have shot him in the leg.
Okay.
Let me finish, baby.
But why?
But what? It's not the point. I'm not even talking about a why.
But that is
But
the
but
why. It
point
does
is,
matter in a society that's supposed to be
is there a
evolving
why?
consciously.
Let me ask you something. Is there a why before I present the evidence and the fact?
The why is
You're
always
going
there. It's the
But
reason why it happened. The reason why there is any evidence.
And that's why we're confused. We shouldn't have to entertain certain things. You shot an unarmed black man. There's no white, Asian, other people.
All
get
right,
shot.
so we
Let me
get
just
into
finish.
cause and effect, and you're trying to say that the effect is not negating the cause. Then
It's not even the confusion is why are we entertaining? Because had it been other, and I'm just going to everybody about truth and using this as a
Exactly.
fact. There's no Chinese, Asian man getting shot down by a black man. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
But it's not the point.
no,
why-
see that is the point. The
Because
point
the
is
system-
that's part of the truth.
But we're not there yet. What we're saying.
But what I'm saying is that we should be there, and stopping
should.
at the basics is what's keeping us from getting there.
No,
the why is part of the
Okay,
solution and our awareness and consciousness and moving forward as a society. We're supposed to be evolving as a society, and when we stay at the basics he just got shot and he got shot. But why?
But
The
then we
why
go there.
is that the system
Okay, so-
has mind control, and that there's other things
I
at play,
won't
sucking
believe
the
that.
energy and
There's mind
puppeteering the
control.
population.
If I believe that, then the power greater than myself, which restores me every day at some point, that's just on the sideline. And this for world system, we give it too much credit.
That's not true.
You're not letting me finish the point, please. What I'm saying to you is a system control, this mind control shit. We know we have minds, and the Most High said we come into Him. He give all that to us.
Exactly.
So if
You have to be aware of that,
if
though.
I entertain Him first, and everything else becomes secondary, then my life becomes on that force, and that's where the mental and the spiritual come. My physical only act by what I see, hear, feel, smell, and touch.
We're
My
called to be
cognitive
wise.
behavior. When you say sociology, you're talking about the social science behavior behind us through a system that put like I said, words like forever Afro-American. We know that Jesse Jackson coined that in the '85. We wasn't saying that before. We were colored this, that, and the third. Now they got us saying contest. Okay, we looking real
Why?
silly. Why? Because it's the program. Why? Because we hate one another. Why? Because we can't. You ask me,
wait a
we cannot
second.
get into the black house. Let's keep it real though.
No, wait.
Wait, what? You asked
If
me.
Okay,
Let me
calm
finish.
down. No,
We
the
both
why
are.
he changed it to Afro-American
We go wild. That's
is
like little
because changing our status with the black and the Afro-American is keeping us from liberating ourselves. because they have a black and Afro American has no standing at law in law. So as long as you have
There's no
somebody
reason to
yelling.
negotiate that. Why are we negotiating?
All right,
what is
so
a fact?
that's something that people have to look up. But
It's-
that's what I'm saying is part of the consciousness changes the truth and the whys things are happening.
Every time this
And that's part of the sociology and how social development.
You know about sociology.
Social engineering.
No, social behavior.
Social engineering, social
So-
behavior is a part of the social engineering, and that is the part of the truth.
Engineering is getting the blueprint, right, to coin us. When we look at the sociology, that's just the study of families.
You could
So,
say people
you-
are acting out, or you could say that it's social engineering and the reasons why people are acting out, and that is part of the sociology that I was explaining.
But the whole thing is sociology. What I'm saying, I'm not arguing with you.
Is
I
the
totally
truth the
agree with
truth, or is the truth
The truth
need
is
to
the
be
truth.
explored?
But
Does the truth change when it's
If
when
I
it's
cut
explored?
you right now and you start bleeding, is that the truth?
Yes.
That's right. You can understand. Oh, but say, oh, yeah, come in, bleed.
But
so
it's
maybe
only
not.
part of the truth. Our blinders,
mean?
I'm gonna say this clearly. Our blinders, what I'm saying is that our blinders is part of the truth is the reasons why that is happening. And the bigger reasons to why these actions are happening is what is beyond the normal social understanding, and that's what we need to change. The consciousness as a whole means, okay, well, why did that happen? What's behind the why?
We need to change.
Not the
but we
basic
can
explanation, the cookie cutter explanation as to what the truth is not going to cut it with our new evolution that we're going through,
So-
evolving as a consciousness.
Why? Okay.
So the truth is not what we thought it was
What do you
as
mean?
a whole.
That's what they want you to believe, and that's the trick. and let me finish this. When I used to have one of my grand walking, right? And they always say, why? Why do the door open? Why do the door close? Why is the sky blue? Why does it rain? Why does that? You be with a why all day because there's a why, there's a question to it, there's an answer. There's a problem, there's a solution. We can continue to go on, you know what I'm saying, with the pseudoscience. Or you're talking, when I'm talking to you, what's happening with me and you, you're talking on a metaphysical brain. I'm not talking metaphysics. We
I'm
can
talking
go
about
there.
truth.
But when the truth is, I cut you.
It's just
right, and then you
comprehension.
said no, that's metaphysics. Your whole view and your platform, we're talking, and that's cool. But I have to be with you on that, and that's cool.
Right.
But I'm not talking about
That's what
metaphysics. now.
changes the consciousness grid, and that's what I'm
Well,
talking
you
about.
cannot go. Listen, there's physical, mental, and spiritual. If you're metaphysical, that's a theory. That's cool. But you can't say that's your reality. That's cool. When I cut you to my no, I cut. Just like you're bleeding, you can't say, oh well, no, I cut you. That's the truth. Now, you want to go another theory of it? You want to make yourself stop? Yes. And that's all I'm talking to you. And what's happening, what I see is brothers and sisters getting up there. Brother gets shot down. Where's that conscious community? All them brothers, why you not at the police station or booking the planes or how you're going? Nobody's doing it. They're in the platform hiding behind, talking and manipulating. That is the truth. If you go to the house of the living there and go visit a brother or sister, you know what I'm saying? But the like-minded is to be agreed upon. I agree with anything you say. But the physical talk we're having and the metaphysics, the mental metaphysics of it is bringing our presence, and it seems to be stronger because we know the mental is more stronger than the physical, and we act out. And the results, as we get older, it's going to be devastating. So we're like newborn babies, and now these young kids seem, it's fully what it says, and my thoughts, my opinion, they seem to have all the wisdom. We cater to young kids. Whoever thought that it would come through AI, artificial intelligence? From my view, everything comes from machine. It's not stronger than me. Only the Most High. He's strong. Conspiracy theory, that's all it is. Conspiracy. Prove it. Show me one community. Please show me this one community. One. Bring it to me. Put it onto a show. There's no more sports, entertainments, and our women are lonely. They hungry. They thirsty, and we men are not stepping up to the plate. We've been effeminate. We can't do it. So we got to sit back. But because if we make some noise, guess what's going to happen? Oh, they shooting it down. That shit real.
Well, right now, yeah, but it's still back to the reasons why.
We talking about the truth.
Right, and the truth is the reasons why, the social engineering, I'm back to that again. And as we're changing our consciousness, you know, across the planet, you know, it's that time, okay?
I don't see it.
It's revelations.
What revelations?
It's see,
Everybody got
you
their
say
personal
speak about
revelations.
consciousness, but it's stating it right in the Bible and in many
Cool.
other texts. And many other texts throughout the world that this is the appointed time for evolution, you know, and it's spiritual. You have to want to You have to want to get it. You have to want to understand. You have to want to be connected
This
and
power,
plug in.
this system is the most sophisticated. And supposed because see, the more sophisticated something get, the dumber it really becomes. And we block our minds, but we gotta know. We can all hear, feel, smell, see, and touch. If any of those are compromised, you're thinking. So we know from the food it's poison. The air we breathe. So it's gonna take something. Rating ourselves through fasting, prayer, one by himself, and if you're coming to the next person, because wherever you go, there you are. If I leave you, I go, and that beef comes so because that's just how, because of what we watch. The guy you talk about subversion. There's 6 areas: law, economics, politicians. Politics. Education. It goes on. These things occupy our minds daily. This drastic change of our children now born with these masses on. Come on. What do you call that? The movie with them creatures with the noses and shit. Avatar. This is what we are. This little Avatar, my clones. Like you be like, for real. Our mind believe that. Actually, show me. Like we go out. Show me a clone, please. Show me. Don't show me a movie or a theory.
So does somebody
or a
have
model.
to fight you to show you what's going on in the world, or can they tell you and you go look for it?
I believe that
because the stuff is right there for anybody to find out on the internet. So as far as
the internet's a trick.
All right, so
Show me.
this is the thing, all right?
Yep.
There's ways to do research where you know what you're looking at is actually factual or some garbage.
I like that. You're right. You know the fact.
And if somebody says something to you that's phenomenal, like clones or time travel or mind control, then I would say that if I call myself conscious or intelligent, I will go look up and say, what the freak are they talking about?
No, I want to go and see.
Let me
physical.
go see.
No, I come from the old
That's
school.
the easy way
Show
out and the
me,
basic, right? Let somebody show you.
When they shoot,
instead of you going to look up what is actually going on out there that they don't want you to see.
How much can you look up? Because everything you look up, if it can become that classified, they wouldn't give it to you. If it's that classified. They feed
you have to know what timeline that all the stuff is there.
It. If they really listen,
it's like okay, wait a second. Yeah. They say the devil's biggest trick is to make everyone think that he doesn't exist, and it's the same thing regarding. Excuse me, this is my interpretation.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And the same thing is true for the internet. As far as people saying, oh, well, if it was there, if it was true, they wouldn't put it there. That is not true because we're in a time when, in technology, when all the information is there and they have to expose it. And there's a certain level of disclosure that those that are in charge of
reading with no comprehension,
of initiating things into our culture that are a form of mind control, the programming, they're changing things. But they're changing things, and the stuff is right there for everybody to see on the internet. And you just have to look.
Let us just go back.
And they're the devil.
And what's going on, as you see us talking, we're very passionate. And she
metaphorically,
and cool, like, and I'll deal with things as they are. There's a physical, there's a mental, there's a spiritual. And each one are damaged. So me, as a person or anybody listening or will listen, the facts are I deal with truth to a certain point, and then I can find out, damn, that wasn't the truth. That's what I believe, not in a mind.
That's
in my
what I'm
mind,
saying. It changes.
In my mind, if I say something I really want to say in my mind, probably mind-boggling. But for me as a black man, I can't do that. You can do it more. Women are more susceptible, can get away with more than we can. They're not women getting shot down the hump, but not like we are. And at this point in time, let's just keep it real to ourselves. Now, the
women are susceptible to other things that men are not. Or in a different way.
That's nature,
right? So it levels off. I'm pretty sure.
But it seems
the Most High don't make mistakes.
Matter of fact, let's go with 45.
Isaiah 45, sex slavery 45, and a lot of crazy
chapter
stuff.
45:7 says that I formed light, I formed darkness. He said,
I
created evil, I created good. He said, if I say, look, I created all things. I could be paraphrasing. We'll go to Isaiah 45:7. For me, I don't speak on those things because I know from studies of years, like, this shit is going through. So the only teacher, my teacher is Most High, Him. Now the D what? Him and Elohim. Now that is up, and that's the treasure. Not here on this fucking filthy ass earth. You can't take nothing.
Let me explain.
You can't take what I'm saying. I'm gonna finish.
Right.
You can't take. It says what comes here will wither and go away. So the treasure here on earth, Or he's got 100.
So only your personal development is your treasure on earth, and that's why I was
Personal?
mentioning
No, that's not
your
my personal.
yeah your
Yours.
spiritual development, Ken,
None of it.
and that involves us interconnecting each other, and that's why I wanted to mention this. There was an experiment in sociology to tell you how. Okay, so the Most High is giving me this message or the ways to connect certain things. So there's an experiment that I did years ago in college, sociology that they told us about. Not that I did, about monkeys, and I like to use this one. Okay, so there was these monkeys, and they liked a particular kind of fruit, and they hung out on the beach, and these tourists, or the natives or whatever, they're hanging out on the beach, and they dropped the fruit. Now the monkeys liked the fruit, but they didn't like the fruit all covered in sand,
Right.
so they couldn't eat it because a mouthful of sand, like they like that just because they
Right.
monkeys. So anyway,
They know taste.
one of the natives washed the fruit off and showed them, noticing that they liked the fruit, took the fruit and washed it off and showed the monkey how to do it, or one observed it. So now it was studied that, and I don't know how they studied it exactly, but what it registered is that monkeys somewhere else, as a matter of fact, it was done on purpose. Monkeys, the same kind of monkeys on another beach somewhere else in the world actually picked up the same skill, and they weren't even there to look at it, because on a consciousness grid, once the monkeys there on that beach learned it, they all evolved and started learning it. And that's what the Most High does. This is the way that they've been using sociology and social engineering in a counterproductive way, bending the truth, like bending information as light. So what they do is they bend the truth and they get us to defend the lie, so that we can't all evolve on that consciousness grid, because we all have one. All evolution has it and is connected in some way on a consciousness level. So if they keep us dumb, if they keep us niggers, ignorant, then we can't evolve to those higher planes of getting all that
Well,
good
so
stuff. And
what-
that's what I mean. When the truth changes, I'm finished with this. When the truth changes, that is the truth.
That's their truth, though.
It fluctuates.
Well, what I'm saying
No,
to-
our truth is that every evolving truth fluctuates. If you thought
We're
that,
past that, though, baby. We don't listen. What I'm saying to you, I hear you. And I'm
if I
listening,
thought that
right?
I was ignorant because of who I was, and then I got more information and I learned that that was a lie, then I wasn't a liar before. I really believed that that was the truth. But now I've evolved, and so that truth has moved a peg along with the newfound information and the truth. You see what I'm saying?
but
It's not so simple. And as a whole culture,
Is there really a such thing as new information? Think about it. Is
there's
there?
nothing new.
I'm just
it's
asking
maybe
you.
new to your
I'm just asking
recollection.
you.
Yes, to your to your
right,
recollection.
But what I'm saying, overall on this earth, when we say something's great in ourselves, is that information, or was it just new to us? Like the people.
That's
like,
what I just
so,
said.
for example, right?
Exactly.
Those who colonized and conquered, everything was new. New York, Newfoundland. You know what I'm saying? Because
I discovered it. You
I mean,
didn't
and so-
discover something was already
so-
there.
So now.
Now, isn't that
So let me
consciousness?
just finish, babe. Damn.
Yes.
Please. Thank you.
Can you discover something that was already there, though?
I'll let you talk.
No, I'm just asking, honey. Just one question.
All right.
Can you discover something that's already there?
Of course you can.
But you just said, you were just making
What
that point. You
I'm
can't.
talking about people. The world is already here, and whatever put here is here. It already knows what it is. So we're always discovering something new that's already here. Information
Right,
is
already
already
here.
so it's already we are complicated beings. We complicate simple shit. I just said, is that the truth? Yeah, that's the truth. Is it yay or nay? It doesn't.
Is it their personal truth that they
It's-
just found that? It's new to
It's
them,
not
right?
what I'm saying is people here now, all they do is confusion and they're getting caught.
All right.
Well, what I'm saying,
It's new to them.
All right.
It's new. This
Actually,
is
it's not
new.
even-
Yeah,
no.
that's the truth. It's new,
We-
but the real reality is no, man. That was already there. It's new to you, particularly.
It's always like tomorrow or within the next. I'm going to discover something new that's already been there.
Exactly.
So that's all I'm saying.
Right.
Nothing complicated. So
So
for
does
us-
the truth change then?
So I'm gonna go back to us, black people, me, a black man, black woman. Not everybody, because nobody's going
This
through.
is what happens.
Yeah, but what I'm
The
saying.
truth
to,
floats. Then you just admitted that
You
the
just got
the
all-
truth will change. It changes.
What I'm saying to you,
According
and
to
what I'm saying
perception
to
and
you, when I go to
information.
the facts again, we tend to defer. It's so. What I'm saying to you is, if I see that brother get shot by different people, not really his own, but in what's going on, that is the truth. There's no metaphysics about it. It's just the truth, and it should be handled. We can. To me, metaphysics is a lazy way out. Because you can go about, oh, sure, it was like astro, but that's for me. I'm not knocking it. It's good entertainment.
How do you
what
handle
we need,
something correctly if you don't know all the ins and outs of it?
But the way people talk, like they know it. Like, show me. That's my truth. Show me some shit like that. Don't tell me on that. I can do it really good.
So people are supposed to beat the rest of the population with the truth.
We're supposed to save our people at this end right now because people are not believing the Bible. They take it, they're abstracting from the Bible for their own convenience. That's not how you roll with that. I know that, so I'm going to leave that alone. Do what you want. I ain't knocking you. But those are the facts. Don't lie. Don't steal. No sexual conduct. That means that you can take sexual conduct and say, well, I can show my booty, my tits, my dick, my... Excuse the French. You can do that. Really? Okay, let's negotiate that. And that's what they did when they conquered the land. They took language there, and we negotiated it? Really? To sit down and watch, okay, cool. Why can't I go to my space and do what I want and start fucking with me? But that's not going to happen because that's how the power to be, to me, to cleansing. To cleanse the earth and cleanse the mind.
That's the social engineering. That's what I was talking about, okay? That they put constructs there in order to move certain energies and certain thoughts along, and that's sociology. And that's what I was taught in sociology, is that when it comes to the truth, that there's forces behind us that are literally puppeteering certain social dynamics, certain populations, women, men, children, young people, old people, rich people, poor people, dumb people, smart people, and using those dynamics to jar them, to invoke them to do certain things, and doing it based on keeping some of that information a shadow, like you just don't know that it's there. You know what I'm saying? You don't know all the information. You just know that is the truth. And we will defend that because that is the freaking truth. And that's what builds our society.
So can we identify that all of us been in some form of slavery? Every ethnicity, let's put it like that, right? But we can identify this for the last 400 years. I haven't seen another ethnicity until this modern day that would remind me, right, of my ancestors or the great ones. You understand what I'm saying?
Smell it. Fresh bread, y'all. Yeah. Good?
Mm-hmm. And so when I see that with the system, let's do it with the matrix, because we like to use these words. The matrix is showing me, shut your mouth. You understand? Continue to sing and dance and be in a metaphysics form, and don't deal with no facts. And while you there with that because the conscious only came along when that word popped up, like last 10 years ago, when Khalid and all of them was walking and talking, you know what I'm saying? And before that, 20, now we right now. And they're showing you silly ass, within myself, to satisfy my pain. You understand what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with the information, but how much information we're gonna get. Seriously. How much are we going to learn? That if I'm close to a nice age, how much am I going to learn? How much I'm going to get taught before I start to put my action? It's like training, playing ball, and you training.
Right, you just till
now,
you die.
How much can a person give me that I ain't seeing his numbers? Because you want views. Look at my numbers up. What about the community and society every day? Because the Black Panthers was feeding 4,000 a kids.
Change.
I'm just saying facts. They were feeding 4,000 kids a day.
Beautiful.
Women, there wasn't no powerful women. The men were abused because the drugs came out. The police were killing just like now. What stopped? What changed? And guess what? We're more sophisticated, right? And we like the nonviolence, but they slaughtering us. Huh? What's metaphysics about that? Black men, black women. I ain't talking nobody else. Because we like to go far left.
But I'm not going to get into it.
But
that would...
Where though?
9 ether.
9 ether what?
Yes, your melanin.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying to
you...
you...
so you don't want to get into that
right,
truth.
Because what I'm saying to you...
Because that would be a whole different level of information you don't have, that you would fight, your own reality would fight me. You don't want it, so...
Not at all. What I'm saying to you, if I'm going to get the information inside, I'm saying, hey, I'm bringing it in the house. That's like, yo, we ain't got no food, so I'm going to bring some food. Oh, you don't got this, I'm going to bring you that. You ain't got no soap. So if you're going and getting information, it should unknowingly hit that person, because that person's conscious, just like in church. When you want to get saved, you're tired of doing it, so you're saved. So if you're getting this information for years and years and years, and you being common, that means that teacher is no good. Like when we watch the Chinese movie, guy teaching, right? Years, little. He goes up, can't do it. You're never going to win. So you go somewhere, you either die or go somewhere. And your teacher, basically, But it's the greatest teacher that you'll see change, prosperity. Not the same shit, because this stuff is real
Not everything
retroactive.
is about money. Like, for
Who's that
instance,
money?
okay.
We're talking about
right.
spiritual and mental change and
Right.
the physical attributes that you give into a society. And what I'm saying, I'm not going to leave a lie. The black man and black woman is in big trouble because of what has been given. The men want the wealth. The women just want the peace, and they want to do what's right. They want to do what's right. The men want the wealth. I mean, they want that higher money from the Michael Jordans up. Now that has been taken away from us. Biblical prophecies are presenting themselves now. And we're talking about conscious. Conscious what? What do that mean? It just means that you're alive. Because anybody can be conscious and fucking like a mannequin.
It means that we're all redefining the truth. You know
But
what I'm
who are
saying?
they
What's
to
relevant
tell
and
us
what's
now
not.
what to do when we know if we follow basic laws? No
You're a
lying,
part of
stealing.
it. It's not them. That's the
I'm just
thing.
saying.
It's not.
I'm
It
just
shouldn't be
saying,
them.
all-
It should be
all
us.
people, let's talk about, with us, we should leave them the fuck alone and handle our business. That means that next time somebody gets shot, one person, how many? It was 27.something million. Why not 10,000 strong?
We don't
Listen,
even
let
know
me
our
finish,
own
baby, please.
information.
Why not 10,000 strong? You're conscious, you talk all the numbers and stuff, you're black and you're conscious, you got how many followers? Why you even say, yo, it's going to be 5,000 of us or 500 from each person. Next time, conscious, man, let's go strong and stand up. We ain't going to kill everybody. Everybody want to die because in the 60s, them brothers were ready to die. Brothers ain't ready to die now. All them killers that did 25 to life, that's out right now. They behind the fucking screen talking about, you want to do this.
5,000 strong and did what?
I don't, listen, and go in front of a police station, White House, wherever you got to go when somebody kills you. We're not having it. Did you see when that corona came in Indiana, when those people couldn't go to the beach? They do. They got strong. We don't do that. Matter of fact,
That's
we're
strong.
strictless.
That one
I'm
police
just-
station out of the whole,
I'm just saying.
the whole
I use
disposition
example.
and
of
I'm
white
using an
people.
example, and
Okay,
I have the
what's
right to.
Okay, go ahead.
All right,
Because the audience is,
out of the entire world,
I didn't say the world. I said
what
right here.
this is my example
What is different
about
with the
consciousness. What I see is that hitting a station or two with 5,000 people yelling about who's going to pay for this, we need change right now, not going to change anything. What needs to change, it's just like the monkeys on the beach, is the overall consciousness of everybody in the grid.
Well, listen, this right here.
Needs to elevate.
So let's revisit that because I think he was hearing me. And I didn't say, I said that. The next time.
One is
before
force
let
and
me
one is
just finish.
spiritual.
You won't let me finish. I'll let you finish respectfully. Can I? Even
Sure.
if you don't like it, I don't like it. Because what I said to you is, that I said, hypothetically speaking, if the next time, woman, man, or child, that is of African descent, so-called African descent, or melanated people, get killed innocently, that's the hoods around here, and you come out, just because you put your hands up, you ain't got no gun or nothing, and you get shot down, all the conscious ladies, especially the women, get up, just like on Black Lives Matter, and go right there and say, we're not moving, non-violent, we ain't having it. But some people got the right to bear arms. You come, you stand, like when they went to the White House with Obama.
The women.
Women stand down. Women shouldn't be at a march when you going to stand up as men and say, listen, we're gonna
I
go.
thought you
It's
said
gonna be like a
women.
fight, but
Okay.
you know what?
just the men.
Let me change that because if a man goes, it's gonna be military. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you go strong as a community,
Okay.
Okay.
Men and women.
men and women as a community,
Okay.
right? And you go strong.
We're all
Because
up there.
unity,
Where?
right? At wherever,
Doing what?
Wherever there is the courts,
We're at the courts.
we at the courts.
Okay. Men and women
But-
strong at the courts, 5,000 strong.
That's what I'm saying. To
Boom.
you. That's what I'm saying. To you. We deal with the president of the injustice
Right.
that you just shot down. Why?
Yes.
Stick with those facts.
Why? Why?
And we go there. We will. That will make a
All our
difference. Because there's
emotional-
strength in numbers.
All
How-
our emotional economy right there in
It
front of the
doesn't-
police
what you
station
mean?
yelling
What I said to you
5,000
is-
strong.
When I said
Black
When
power.
I said 5,000
Lots
strong,
of tears
I lied,
and yelling
but
and
when I-
crying and pleading and begging
Who's
and
that?
anger
No.
and
Listen.
something is eating good.
That's what I'm saying to you. If you shoot down, let's say somebody I'm gonna use, you shoot down a court, he's coming out, he's just doing some skateboarding, he's doing something, he gets shot,
Skateboarding.
whatever he's doing. He's doing something he ain't got no business. He's
Right.
doing something wrong, he's on the run. And the black brother shoot out, blah, come there and get acquitted. What's gonna happen? First of all, who's gonna go down to the courts?
Right.
Is it gonna be just a couple people? Huh?
How many?
I'm asking you, yeah. There's gonna be a lot. So we don't care about ourselves.
Right.
We don't.
Really?
Because that's a past. That's
That's
a
not
fact.
true.
That's not a
Some
fact.
of us do
We
care
don't.
about each other.
What I'm saying to you, I challenge the so-called conscious community. You know, telling when our people get injustice.
You didn't listen to what I just said to
said the
you
next time
prior to
injustice.
you going into that whole
I'm
thing.
not doing it, but what I'm saying to you, let me clear it. I'm making a statement. No, I'm not doing it. But I speak and when I talk to someone, I'm conscious. My conscience is, yo, listen, we in some trouble. And they letting you know, my brother. And they letting you know when they come, they're gonna come and they kick. If hypothetically they kick you down, are you gonna be ready? Are you gonna call my this? Are you gonna understand what he said that the nation shall rise one against another? They letting you know on the internet. 'Cause
This
you
is
gotta
a
be-
sorting
you gotta
out
be
of
worried about it.
consciousness, and like I said
That's the truth, though.
before, that the deciding factor is your intention, okay, and you're realizing the different connections that we actually have to one another, okay, and that if you think that by yourself that you're gonna go change anything, that it does not work like that. What happens is each one teach one, and to change the human grid, that you have to change all humans, and with that comes the consciousness grid in the monkey example that I gave, and with that truth comes information, and so the truth would fluctuate and change for each person that blame their self or their own particular race or whatever. It changes once you start looking at the consciousness grid and
You think
sociology and
that
social
we're a part
engineering.
animal? Do you think we're
I'm
part
not
animal?
even getting into that.
I'm
Let's
saying, is that
just
true? I'm saying, is that the truth?
according to DNA, there are traces. Okay, there are traces in the RNA of other, what do you call it? I don't want to say the wrong, amphibian or lizard or type or and monkey type DNA and different DNA. Okay, that there are strands and there's traces of it. And it would make sense and would add up with the research that I did on genetic tampering and things like that, that we would have when it comes to the Uru, and the Draco,
Well, we never
and
had.
the ancient planetary bloodline.
I mean, you're going. What I'm saying to you is,
You the
we
one
have-
wanted
we-
to. You can't
I
ask
asked
about
you-
the truth.
I
See,
asked, no, what I said to you is, I heard. What I said to you is that there.
that is
That
privy
has
to
not
the
come. What I'm saying is
higher pay
because
grade if you don't want to know.
When we want to go somewhere, we gotta go through our mind, through spirit. So when they come up with their pseudo theories, you understand what I'm saying? That's a small. You can't find that nowhere, and they have tried to do that physically. It just doesn't work. You know what? I wish it probably could. It might have could have saved, but then that's how he made it. I mean.
Yeah,
There's no-
well,
none-
I'm
it's like
feeling
COVID.
pretty drained of my energy right now, so I'm gonna go take a nap because I'm like really bored and my bread is baking. Ugh,
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Arguments and repetitive
Is it- do you
circles,
think-
crazy.
Do you think that I like that in India because the internet is repetitive. The information we get is around. It's not. It's new. Okay.
Only if you're spinning into evolution, and then there's still change with it. Although it
Change
may
what?
seem like the same thing, there's a change
So
with
the
it.
information is pretty much the same, but it just changes.
There's
The
nothing
information
new
that we
under the
learned
sun. This is, Regina's Rabbit Hole, Siren Buddha Medicine,
for wisdom 7.
and we had a really good one.
Yeah. Peace.
Much love to you and yours. We're out.